Hey guys, Theron Asbury here with Revital Outdoors, bringing you another exciting podcast. Tonight we have Mr. Jeffery Johnson back on our podcast. Jeffrey did a pre-tournament podcast for the BFL All-American. Now he's doing a post-tournament podcast. Jeffrey ended up fourth place, top 5 finish for the co-angler, and we're very excited to have him back on the podcast. He's going to talk about his tournament, what it meant to qualify for the event, what it was like being there, and then how he was able to accomplish a top 5 finish on the co-angler side. So a lot of great content coming your way. Before we get started, let's pause for a quick commercial. Let's be honest, as outdoor enthusiasts, we're not easy on our bodies. And the more time we spend in the field or on the water, we begin to develop inflammation, aches, sorenesses, discomfort, especially in our hands and our joints. That's why Revital Outdoors offers premium CBD products. These products are THC-free, made right here in America. You're never going to fail a drug test. We are committed to being a worker-friendly brand. One product that's a favorite among our pro staff and fellow outdoor enthusiasts is our premium CBD cream. This offers 250 milligrams of our premium CBD oil. It's unscented for all the hunters out there that want to use this. This is great for an angler like me that after a long day on the water, cranking on a reel handle or lipping big magnums into the boat during a tournament, you just take a squirt of this, put it on your hand, rub it into your hands. It starts to absorb very quickly into your pores, gets into your joints, provides that inflammation relief, helps you be more comfortable out on the water and get the job done. So check this out. This is our premium CBD cream on our website. Use the code YouTube20 right now to save 20% off your order. And always remember, spend $50 or more and get free 2-day shipping. That being said, let's get back to the show. All right, thank you for getting back onto this podcast. Again, we got Mr. Jeffery Johnson, fourth place co-angler from the 2022 BFL All-American on Lake Hamilton in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on our social media platforms. That's Revital Outdoors. That being said, let's go ahead and bring Jeffrey straight into the studio. Jeffrey, congratulations on your finish, man. Not only is it really just badass, you qualified for that event, a very hard tournament to qualify for. You made that final day. You stayed consistent. You fished around, behind some boaters that were kind of struggling in the event, but you made it work. Ended up fourth place. I think it's the beard, man. I think there's a lot of talent in that. You remind me of my good friend Crawley down in Louisiana. He had the beard going. So there's something to be said to that. But, man, great event nonetheless. Talk to us about it.
All right, yeah. So never seen Lake Hamilton before, and we had an optional practice day on Monday. And I went down the list of people who qualified, just trying to find somebody, and found a guy named Taylor from Alabama. We went out there, never seen the lake before, and water was super clear, docks everywhere, 10,000 brush piles. We were finding grass underwater, just all kinds of different methods of just being able to catch some fish. And in practice, I mean, graphing is the key to figuring out lakes really quickly. But a lot of guys, they don't want to hook their fish, but he just wanted to see the size everywhere we went and then maybe put together something on the real practice day. And but these graphs of today, I have Mega 360 myself, and so did Taylor when we went out there in practice. And he stumbled upon some bluegill beds, and right then and there, that ended up being the deal. And I'm pretty sure that's how he ended up catching his fish. But with that Mega 360, he'd back out from them and throw any kind of bluegill bait, bluegill colored jig, bluegill colored tube up in them beds. And, I mean, it was 2-pounder after 2-pounder. But whenever the days of the tournaments happen, I come in that with my head thinking that it's going to be a bluegill deal. But day one, went out there offshore. Guys were fishing brush piles and had to adapt being from the back of the boat. Yeah.
I know what you're going through when you have to say,
yeah.
You got to hand it to the boater. That's what they got to do this time of year. There's a lot of guys that qualified from the Carolinas and the state of Arkansas and Texas that have confidence in doing that, but it's not a fun day for the co-angler. Let's just be honest. I mean, that's a good time for the co-angler to be very polite, realize that guy's fishing for over $100,000.
Yes, sir.
Pick his conversations, pick his battles, if you will, because tensions are high. No one's going to be able to ignore that. No one's going to think, oh, I qualified for the event. I don't care that I'm not getting the opportunity.
Yep.
That's not going to happen. So very tough on the co-angler in that situation.
For sure. But the more respect that you have to your boater and the better you are to him throughout the day, you get more opportunities.
You will get your opportunities.
Absolutely. But, man, like as I was saying, like the graphs of today, the Mega 360, the live scopes, some of the guys that I drew in this event were just like live scope gurus. I got to see a little bit of it in action, and I actually just ordered the new transducer for live scope today. So hoping to be able to put some of that action in myself on the boater side throughout the rest of the season for me. But it's just really cool. Like some of these guys, just the way that the fish reacts and interprets what bait is coming by them in these piles. Like a lot of these guys were throwing 6, 7 different baits in. Like they would talk to me throughout it and like telling me how they were reacting and whatnot. And it was just cool that like a lot of guys were throwing spoons over top of these piles, and like the fish, they would come up and they wouldn't react, and they would toss in a little drop shot and they would catch them time again. And something else cool about that live scope, a lot of guys, like whenever you're working a spook or something, for example, once they get real close to the boat, they reel it back in and hurry up and get back out there. But with live scope, you're seeing these fish underneath your bait. And my guy, Justin Kimmel, he stopped that spook like directly next to the boat. And like most guys, as I said, they just reel it in, and he just kept it there forever. One baby twitch. And I mean, he caught a big one right by the boat. Just, it's awesome to see how far we have come in the technology age, from no graphs to anything and everything that they do today. But yeah, like I had to adapt. They're up there doing their thing. And as a co-angler, I always try to have my guys map on, down image, side image, whatever I have, use those tools to my advantage. And something really cool, like anytime my guys were catching fish in this clear water fishery, there'd be multiple bass following those fish whenever they would come, and hurry up and net his fish. And I'd be looking and seeing all these streaks below the boat, drop a drop shot down right below the boat, boom, get one. And just keeping your eyes open and trying to do whatever the fish are and react to them at the right time. Very cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Kind of seems like you stayed patient throughout the 3 days of the tournament. You picked your opportunity and you capitalized on it, which as a co-angler, that's huge. And there was only one co-angler that weighed in a limit every day. He walked away with the champion. So, you know, bites were few and far between. I knew it was going to be a tough tournament on you guys, but, you know, you seem pretty calm, cool, and collected. You seem pretty patient about it. Sounds like you made friends out of your boaters, respected their space, respected their water, and man, you made it work. I mean, top 5 finish. I know it's not the win like you wanted, but like there's a heck of a lot of guys I know out there that would love to have that opportunity that you got to walk away with.
Oh, absolutely. And more than just the money, I qualified for the Toyota Series Championship in November on Gunnersville. So I'm super stoked to get another opportunity to fish another big event and hopefully get this one all together. I'm sure most people lose fish throughout the tournament days. I broke off 2 key fish, one on one day and one on another day. And I would have limited all 3 days and probably would have won if I could have got those fish in the boat. But that's fishing. Don't cry about it. You just keep on going. And
absolutely. So I got to know, as a co-angler, you know, I'm a fellow co-angler myself. I've never qualified for the All-American, you know, unfortunately, so I'm a little bit jealous of you. But what did it mean like to qualify for that event? And now it's over and you walked away from it. How much more compelled are you wanting to go back? And now, I mean, I know you're doing the boater thing now. You won the boat last year, winning the regional, so you're doing the boater thing. So how much more are you driven to try to get back to that tournament?
Oh, that tournament just meant the world. Like, I don't know if everyone on here knows how you qualify, but it's like top 45 from your state. You go to a regional, and then I think we had 180 guys at our regional, and they only take 6 people. That's extremely hard to qualify. It's hard enough just to make a regional itself. And it means the world, because once you make it to the All-American and see how hard it was for everyone there around you to have qualified, and every 12-inch fish in that tournament was another $500 and potential $1,000 fish. And when the tournament's all said and done, and you go back and you're kind of just looking at the results, and you see that 3 pounds was another $45,000, and I missed my limit by 1 fish. But yeah, I want to get back there, give another opportunity. The host state, the host town was just absolutely wonderful to everybody. And just that experience, our media exposure, just absolutely unreal. Had so many people just supporting and texting and getting these opportunities at podcast. It's awesome. It really is.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and being the marketing manager of Revital Outdoors, for all the listeners out there, I get asked 100 times a week, how do I get sponsors? How do I get hooked up with Revital? How do I get hooked up with this company, that company? You know, I've always said, to be a professional angler, to be a tournament angler, 10% of what you have to do to be a well-rounded angler that's sponsorable is actually in the boat. The other 90% is what you do off the water. But unfortunately, that 10% on the water is what predicts how you spend your 90%. So qualifying for the All-American, going to that regional, that matters. That just exposes that much more media opportunity. And then it's up to that angler to, get up on stage and ask for a minute and thank the sponsors, encourage people to go buy the products to support the industry. It's absolutely vital. So, Jeffrey just said it best. If you want that opportunity to, put yourself in a position to grow further in tournament fishing, get those sponsors, you got to qualify for tournaments like the All-American,
Definitely get your name out there. It's unreal to be able to be on a podcast and like seeing this is live right now. And all my family and friends, I don't even know what to say. It's just so cool it feels like you're making it. And everyone who does this, who just puts in all these days away from their families, they want to make it work. And it's very difficult. So like you're saying, just being able to qualify for these events, it puts you out there and gives you those opportunities. Most appreciative.
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, Jeffrey, thank you for coming on to the podcast again. Before we let you go, what's your goals for the rest of 22? I know you qualified for that Toyota Series Championship through the BFL All-American. So that's a tournament you get to fish in October, I believe, on Lake Gunnersville.
Yep.
That's going to be a slugfest. I can just tell you right now, it's not going to be anything like what you experienced at Lake Hamilton. A lot of big bags are going to be caught there. I predict someone's going to come in with 30. So that being said, what's the rest of 2022 look like for you? Do you have any new goals now that you've fished the All-American?
Man, I want to go back. That's going to be one of my goals for probably the next 20, 30 years. May never make it again, but if I do, I'm going to give it everything I got. And just I'm fishing so many different circuits. I'm hoping to make the Bass Nation State Finals, the Indiana State team next weekend. Just qualify for regional as a boater, make it to the All-American hopefully as a boater. Just keep my head up, keep driving, don't ever quit. Just stay passionate and just keep my goals high.
Absolutely. That's what you should do. So, for all the listeners out there, again, we've been talking to Mr. Jeffery Johnson, a two-time podcast angler. He did a pre-tournament podcast the week of the tournament just last week. It's only been a week turnaround since we talked to him, but then he scored that top 5 finish in the 2022 BFL All-American on Lake Hamilton in Hot Springs, Arkansas. So we're very proud to have him back on here. Before we let everyone go, make sure, if you haven't already, enter into our $2,500 sweepstakes giveaway package. Again, that's no package that any angler wants to miss out on. To enter into this giveaway, all you have to do is hit the link at the top of the description right below this video. We've got great partners in on this. That angler will be chosen at the end of the BFL season. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already, and check us out on our social media platforms. That's Revital Outdoors on Facebook and Instagram. From all of us at Revital Outdoors, I'm Theron Asbury. Thank you for tuning into this podcast. Be safe out there. God bless. We'll talk to everyone very, very soon.